The invitation arrived in a golden envelope, thick and glossy, with my parents' names embossed in elegant cursive. 35 years of togetherness, it read. Beneath that, join us in celebrating our wedding anniversary. I stared at it for a long time before placing it on the table. For most people, a parent's anniversary is a joyful occasion. For me, it felt like a test I had failed my entire life. My parents were respected in our community. My father was a successful businessman, admired for his discipline and achievements. My mother was known as the perfect hostess, always smiling, always composed, always comparing her children to others' children. And then there was me. The disappointment. I wasn't a doctor like my cousin. I wasn't an engineer like my brother. I had chosen a different path: freelance writing, content creation, and small online projects. I earned enough to live, but in my parents' eyes it was nothing. Hobby, my father called it. Time wasting, my mother said. Still, I decided to go. Maybe, I told myself, they just wanted their children around them. Maybe this time things would be different. The anniversary was held in a grand banquet hall. Crystal chandeliers, white flowers, soft golden lights. Relatives, family, friends, business associates, everyone was there. My brother arrived in a sharp suit, my sister-in-law wearing jewelry that probably cost more than my yearly income. When I walked in, I felt underdressed no matter what I wore. My mother kissed my brother's cheek. "My pride," she said loudly. Then she turned to me, her smile thinning. "You finally came," she said, as if I had done something wrong by existing. We sat at a large round table near the stage. My father was in high spirits, greeting guests, laughing loudly, playing the role of the successful patriarch. The evening began with speeches. Old friends spoke about my parents' love, their sacrifices, their perfect family. Perfect. Then came the moment that changed everything. One of my father's friends took the microphone and said, "They not only built a beautiful marriage but also raised two wonderful children who make them proud." My father smiled and added into the microphone, "Yes, two children who make us proud. Two, not three." I felt a small sting in my chest, but I told myself I was overthinking. Then my mother stood up. She held the mic, her voice sweet and clear. "Every parent dreams of seeing their children successful," she said, eyes shining. "We are blessed. Our son is an engineer in a multinational company. Our daughter is married into a respected family. Allah has been very kind to us." People clapped. She paused, then added, laughing lightly, "Of course, not all children turn out the same. Some take unusual paths." Laughter rippled through the hall. She looked directly at me. "You know how it is," she continued. "Some children choose comfort over responsibility. They dream instead of working hard, but parents still love them no matter how disappointing they can be." This time the laughter was louder. My face burned. I could feel dozens of eyes on me. Someone at the table shifted awkwardly. My brother avoided my gaze. My father smiled as if this was harmless humor. I wanted the floor to swallow me. Then my father took the mic again. "What your mother means," he said, "is that success is important, discipline is important. If you don't achieve something by a certain age, society will question you, parents will feel ashamed." Ashamed. He looked at me not angrily but coldly. "We only want what's best," he said, "but some people don't listen." The hall was silent now. The joke had gone too far to be funny. I felt something inside me crack, not loudly but deeply. All my life I had tried, I had studied, I had worked, I had built something on my own. It wasn't the path they wanted, but it was honest. And yet, in front of everyone who mattered to them, they had reduced me to a failure, a burden, a source of shame. I stood up. Chairs scraped softly. A few people turned in surprise. My mother froze. My father frowned. I didn't shout, I didn't cry. My voice when I spoke was calm, but it didn't feel like it belonged to me. "Thank you for inviting me," I said, "and congratulations on your anniversary." I looked at my parents. "I've spent my whole life trying to be enough for you. Tonight you made it clear that I never was and never will be." My mother whispered, "Sit down, you're making a scene." I shook my head. "No," I said quietly, "the scene was made when you humiliated me in front of everyone." The room was heavy with silence. I picked up my jacket and walked toward the exit. No one stopped me, not my brother, not my sister-in-law, not even my parents. Outside, the night air felt cold and strangely clean. I stood there for a moment, breathing, feeling something unfamiliar. Relief. I didn't go home. I went to a small cafe and sat alone, staring at my phone. Messages began to arrive. My mother, why did you embarrass us like that? My father, you are ungrateful, after everything we did for you. My brother, just apologize and move on, you know how they are. Apologize. For being hurt. For having dignity. For finally speaking without fear. I didn't reply. That night, I made a decision I had been afraid of for years. I would cut ties. Not out of anger, but out of self-respect. The weeks that followed were quiet. No family dinners, no forced smiles, no subtle insults disguised as advice. The silence was painful at first, but slowly it became peaceful. I focused on my work, I took on more projects, I improved my skills, I built a routine. I made friends who respected me for who I was, not for how much I earned or what title I carried. Sometimes, late at night, memories would surface, my mother's laughter, my father's disappointment, the way the hall had gone silent. And I would remind myself, walking away was not weakness. It was survival. Months later, I heard through relatives that my parents still told the story differently. He is too sensitive. He doesn't respect elders. He abandoned us. Maybe that was their truth. But mine was simpler. I didn't leave because they criticized me. I left because they humiliated me. Publicly, deliberately, without regret. And in that moment, I realized something powerful. Family is not defined by blood alone. It is defined by respect. They had chosen their pride over their child. So I chose myself. And this time, I didn't look back.